Scotch
What's
lovers.
up, guys?
Hey, it is Scotch for Dummies.
What are we doing tonight?
Thursday night. What are we doing tonight, man?
Special night.
100.
100, guys.
100 what?
100 reviews.
Get out of here.
It's been 100
different
reviews in under 2 years. We could be a lot faster, but I think it gets expensive. But
Yes.
so for our 100th review, a lot of you have said what we should be doing, and there's lots of ideas, and
Lots of good ideas.
lots of great
There's
ideas.
so many good ideas.
But what we want to do is bring it back home and do our first revisit. And there's been suggestions of people that wanted us to do that too. So our first revisit of a review would be the bottle that we reviewed first. Our number one video. Talisker Distillers Edition. If you've seen that video, you know that it's pretty
We've
bad.
come a long way.
We are Scotch for Dummies.
Oh my gosh.
We are here
Not
to
only that, but
Right.
we've got better equipment.
Oh,
We've-
it's
better lighting,
You know.
everything.
But needless
a
to
lot.
say,
Learned a
we have come a long way as Scotch reviewers as well. Our
Yep.
palates have gone a long way.
yeah.
Our noses, everything
it's
has
good
just
time.
evolved. And I'm really interested to see what we think about this bottle again tonight. You guys said you have not
I have
watched your
not.
review,
No,
so
not
it's been a
watched your
year.
review.
It's been 100 reviews. It's
Yeah.
been
It's a year and a half.
And we
Eighteen
have,
months
we have
or
not
so.
had one of these bottles since then either. So none of us have tasted it. I mean, we may have gotten a glass in the bar or something, but we've not had a whole another bottle
Right.
of the thing.
No.
Right.
No.
The only caveat to that is, at the time, I wasn't astute enough to pay attention to the year on the Distillers Edition, and I know that is critical on this. Some people say that certain years are better than others. I believe the 98 is really sought after. This is a 2002, so
Okay.
distilled in 02, bottled in the end of,
13.
13. But
showing
I'm
you
not sure if it's an
before that.
exact comparison to our first bottle.
I wasn't
because I
gonna
didn't
say
grab the
anything,
year
but
on that and the bottle called. So anyway, 100 reviews, you guys.
Can you believe that?
Nice
Yeah.
job, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice job.
Well, you know
100
what?
reviews.
It's
Leave
not
it
just
hanging.
us. We got a lot of people that have commented and kept us going.
That's the
It's
truth. We
awesome.
haven't.
Thank you
that's been
so much
awesome.
for
It's-
riding along the journey with us
A
and going
journey.
on this
That's what I
thing.
was gonna
It's
say.
awesome. It's great.
It has been a journey, and we've enjoyed every second of it. There's been a ton of great comments. There's been a couple, and we've gotten beaten up a few times.
That's fine.
Oh, we've
And,
got
you know,
shirts
it's
now.
fair.
Look at this.
Right. Yeah.
We're coming up in the world.
We got our names on
We're
our
not
glasses.
above getting beat up though. If we
Hey, it's okay.
It's an honest opinion.
we're
so it
trying to
doesn't
be
have to agree with
honest about it and give everybody our opinions and our insight into it. Doesn't mean we're right.
It's kind of funny. We first started this thing back a year and a half ago. And we're like, hey, what about Scotch? You like Scotch? Yeah, it's cool. How much is that? Well, I don't know. How much is it? Hey, you know what we should do?
Right.
Let's tell everybody else about what you think.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning. That's what we're doing. We're
That's-
kinda-
Oh my gosh!
You
Walking
pause
through a
everything?
liquor store now is so much different.
Oh, it is.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean.
Hugely different.
And since then, we've had a couple of, some hard to get Taliskers at the tastings and stuff.
Yep.
The 25, the 30. So it'll be interesting to see how this pairs up.
I like
So,
that 30 again. Ooh, that was
I know. Ironically enough, when we tasted it, the 25 was kind of 2 thumbs down, but
and-
the 30 was delicious.
And we've tasted the
Good color.
25 several times and
Yeah.
kind of always came
Oh,
up with the same.
lordy, lordy.
It smells
I'll tell you
good.
what.
So do we know, okay, this is what, 45.8% alcohol. Do we know a price on this? I don't know the
I don't
the
even
price on it.
remember.
Not cheap, but it's good.
$100 bucks, I want to say. $89 maybe?
I would say it's close to 100.
Yeah. $90 to $100.
Well, I'll comment on the price later.
So I'm getting,
It's sweet and briny.
Yeah.
yep. So
Boy,
I
is it
didn't
nice.
I get that that smoke or peat in there, but yeah, it's almost like a
But it's got
barbecue
that like
bacon
caramely
sweetness,
smell
that's
on
it.
the back end too, man.
Caramel smoke.
It looks like it too.
With a little bit
you
of
know what I
salt.
mean?
I don't know if this is double matured in Amoroso. We know that.
I
It
was
doesn't
gonna
say.
say I
That's
can
the
smell it.
sweetness.
I know.
Let's pull that sweetness out.
I'm looking for the natural coloring, chill filtered stuff. I don't see any.
You mean you can't taste it?
What, the E150?
There's
Oh man,
there's almost a cotton smell
that
to it
is
too.
money. So you get this sweetness up front. It tastes like cotton candy, almost something sweet and going down. Then that smoke builds and holds and almost starts to.
Now, I did not get any smoke in the nose yet. So did you guys get smoke?
Well, just like
just a
barbecue,
tad bit.
you know,
Just a
like
wee-
a,
Just a little
Really?
bit.
yeah, smoked
I
barbecue.
Not a
taste the
ton.
barbecue. I taste
Well,
the
and see,
barbecue.
and I smelled it right out of the bottle, and I got that, and then after just a few minutes, the brine really pulled up in the nose.
Which that's one thing I love about Talisker. After 100 reviews, I know I'm going to get that in a
I,
Talisker.
Smells
I get
like a
that
scotch.
brine on the back end. It's the finish
What
for
is
me, the brine.
The brine?
Brine.
Yeah. I get the sweet, smoky, barbecue-y kind of thing going on up front, and then it's
Sweet.
brine in the back.
The sweet
Wow.
sherry to start, builds into the smoke, and finishes in the brine.
It's like
Wow.
barbecued oysters.
That's
You know,
interesting.
it's
Yes.
what'd you say it was 45? I mean, at 45.8, it is a little hot. I'm not gonna
No.
say it's.
I
The
don't.
pea can handle it. Smoke.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think that it's over the top. at
This
all,
does
but-
not need water. This could sit on my bar, or sit on my, not on my bar very long. Sit on my the
least you're
end
honest,
table
Andrew.
while I drink it, and just sit there. And it just,
So this is
it doesn't. You don't need to drink it very often.
this is up there too, right? Region. This is up in where's this from? I forgot.
Talisker.
Sky, isn't that
Sky, is Isle of Skye?
Isle of Skye?
That is on the Isle of
Yeah.
Skye.
Yeah.
That is the only distillery on the Isle
That's
of Skye.
right.
Right. So
Don't need another one.
it's not the furthest northern north.
Man, that
northern
brine is there,
island,
isn't
but
it? It's
That
salty.
brine really holds on the
Sea
end.
Oh, it
water.
is. Yeah, absolutely.
Not like a lot. It's just it's a hint there.
Now, see, after it's aired out a little bit, that the whole smoke and peatness on the nose is just gone for me.
It does go away.
The
But
nose
it's-
doesn't give a whole lot to me. I mean,
Right.
it's pleasant, but there's not a whole lot of depth in it. And the taste so far, I'm gonna wait, but it's
With the water, I get that sweet barbecue.
No, they come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Barbecued oysters. I'm telling you. You got the brine and the sweet. They throw some bacon on there.
Is that a
I
thing?
like bacon
Barbecued
on
oysters? You're the chef.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a
Well, you need
barbecue.
to
I'm not
look this
just
up.
making stuff up like marzipan.
No, marzipan. That took 100 reviews to get through that.
It's almost like a honey glaze on the finish, like a smoky honey glaze.
I'm trying to think how well this balances.
The water pulls it. I got everything kind of rounded out a little bit better with the water, I think. But I like it better neat, to be honest with you. I think you lose a little bit of the smoke, but it rounds out some of the sweet characteristics a
Yeah.
little bit
You
better.
gotta let this sit a little bit more to get more married with the
See,
water.
I think with the water, it softens it and brings that sherry nose out a lot heavier. I get a lot of sherry on the nose with
Really?
the water, yeah.
See, I'm not getting that.
Yeah, it is more potent now.
But it's a softer fragrance. I don't get
No, it's
an
subtle.
edgy. It's
It's very
Wood
subtle.
in there.
I still have the brine though. That's the
On
one
the
thing with the
finish?
Talisker.
it really
keeps
is.
the
I mean,
brine.
blindfolded, I think I can pick a Talisker. I think I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you it's a Talisker.
And it's different from a salt that we've had in other glasses.
Sure.
This is that briny seawater. It's definitely different, I think.
It's unique to Talisker. It's one of the things
Yeah.
I love about
It's
Talisker.
not definitely the peat definitely goes away. And now maybe just the time, maybe it's as my flavor as it's going through my mouth. I'm not pulling out the smoke and the flavor as much. I get more brine. It's dry. The mouth is really dry feel with a little water on it.
Now that it's sat for a little bit, I've lost a lot of the sweet, and it's a lot more brine.
See, that's what
I'm with
that's
you on the
where I'm
water
going with
balance,
that.
though. I like that.
You know what
That's
I mean?
the thing.
What did
I'm
you say?
almost not liking it as much over time. Now maybe it's the water.
Now
maybe
that
it's
it's
the
sat
time.
there a little bit, it's not quite as.
I actually like the water. It's balancing really. I mean,
Boy, this is going to be an interesting
my
review for our
my
This
balance is
is.
pretty good.
All right, so
Who's up first? Who's it gonna be?
do.
Me?
You're talking, brother.
I'm talking. Wow. Okay.
I think that's a good
Uh,
start. Yeah,
You know what? Here's the deal. I don't know what I did the first time.
It was a while
a
ago.
year and a half ago. My palate's changed a lot since then. I've learned a little bit. I'll tell you right now, the nose is pleasant. I said it earlier. There's not a whole lot going on the nose. It was kind of a perfumey cotton, a little bit of caramel, and some syrup maybe, on the nose. Nothing major. It was very subtle. That first drink though, wow. It really hit me. That really sensational sweetness up front, and just pounded you, and then dissipated immediately. And then I got this kind of smokiness to it, rich kind of caramely flavor to it, and then the lingering is just sitting here with the salt. It's nice. And then water on the nose, even more subtle. Nothing really changed. But for me, the water, the palate really smoothed out that roundness. I actually liked it a lot. It still had the same combination of sweet,
Okay.
punch, finish, but it was more round. And I really enjoyed this one. Guys, I'll tell you, we're gonna say $100, I guess, is what we're gonna guess.
Yeah,
for this.
I'm pretty sure it was more like $89, but let's just call it 100, and we'll comment.
I'm gonna go, again, I have no idea what I did before, but I'm gonna go 3 in this one. And I think because it's complex enough on the palate to make me want more to buy another bottle.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep. All right.
You the man.
I liked this neat. I liked the nose. It had that sweet smoke with the brine on the back, and you can smell the brine in a Talisker. Well, most Taliskers, I'll say.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it neat. Barbecued oysters is the best thing I can think of. You got that sweet barbecue sauce, like you charbroil them on the
Sure.
grill, you know. So you've got that smoke and that brine and that sweet all together. I put the water on it.
You know?
I enjoyed it at first, and then over time it kind of lost the sweetness, and the alcohol edge came out, and
With the water?
yeah, and I didn't like it as much as now that it's sat for a little bit. I don't like it as much with the water on it.
Oh, man.
I don't know what it is
See,
about
I
it.
put too much
It's starting
on. I
to
don't
build
know.
back.
Did you
I
just
didn't-
get a new nose on
I just
that?
put a drop
Sherry
on?
like crazy on it.
Yeah, I didn't put
Wait,
very
just
much.
by the time
So,
it gets to you, I want you to take another.
To me, it got a little bit unhinged after the water. I didn't care for it as much. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 just for that. I was in between 2.5 and a 3. The water just kind of killed it for me. If you're just gonna drink it neat, I'd probably go 3. But with the water,
Let
it
that
kind
sit
of
for a while.
unbalanced. I put my water on before you did.
No. What I'm saying is, as you're talking,
Literally, like-
I'm smelling the nose change. It's coming together again.
Yeah.
So give it some time.
What did you
I'll
say?
tell you what.
You said
I said
2.5.
2.5.
Okay.
I'll come back if it
you can always
changes
add more.
enough. I'll come
All
back.
right, so
Go
I'm
ahead.
not going to give my
Excuse.
number up front. I'm going to talk my way through this one because I'm a little bit. I'm not quite sure. So,
Never.
anyway, neat. The nose was pungent. I tell you, it was a lot stronger to me. I did get a little bit of the sweetness, the smokiness, all that good stuff. I loved the flavor neat. It was a little bit hot first drink. Probably it is 45%, and I do like the fact that they bottled it at 45.8 and not down at the 40. I think it deserves that, and I think a lot of our some of our commenters are definitely going to appreciate that. But put the water on. The nose softened up. Smelled a little bit more sherry, but soft sherry, but I didn't like the palate with water. I was like, what happened here, man? This thing, to me, it killed it. And at 45.8, I'm thinking, how can that happen? So then I'm sitting here going, all right, I'm gonna have to beat this thing up. You guys are talking, and then I stuck my nose back, and after it's literally just been sitting there on the bar for 2 or 3 minutes, stuck my nose back in, and it was like, boom, completely different nose, really deep, sweet caramel flavors. It's like it's a completely
Who wants
different
pancakes?
I swear, right? I mean, I can't. It's like, did somebody, slip a roofing in? It's not the
Roofing?
same
What?
drink. It smells
It's like
completely
the Hangover or
different.
something special.
But so that I
Okay.
gotta give it some props. I like that. To me, that's a little bit of character, and it shows it's complex. It's doing some things. It's not just gonna fall flat and turn into nothing. I would suggest that I would review it. I would drink it neat as opposed to with the water, even though the water's changing that flavor or that nose. I don't really appreciate the flavor with the water, so I'm really stuck between a 2.5 and a 3. I guess I'm in a good mood. It's our 100th review. I do like Talisker. I like the alcohol percentage on it. I like a little bit of smoke in it. I love the brine. It's there. I'm gonna go 3.
All right.
Andrew?
All right. So
I don't know what's going on over here. I'm hearing goodness and badness. I'm like,
So this is why I like being last, because it gives the Scotch more time to mature. So typically when I go first, I'm like, I throw a number out there, and by the time that it gets around, it's like, oh yeah, it's completely changed. So this is completely changed. I added water to it. I got exactly what Sean was talking. It kind of got edgy, kind of got hot. Not too happy with it. But as it sat in the water, and add a little more water and let it sit, and you guys start talking, and then I hit to the nose, and you're right. It's that caramel. It's that sherry. It's that sweetness coming out all of a sudden. And
But
then
it took it a while to get to it.
That's what I'm
nose is
saying.
better.
It took
Yeah,
a
it's
while
better.
for that to kind of mature, and we've seen that with the last couple scotches. That
Right.
it takes a while sometimes for these to kind of
For the
set
water
up.
to do its action. I don't know.
And the magic it does.
We're
So
gonna hear about
let's get
this, for sure.
the formula board down anyway. So it became sweet, it became sherry, and then I tasted it again, and it all rolled into that smoke again, and it just rebuilt itself. And I don't know how it did that. It's magic or something. I'm gonna give it a 3 because it's one of those scotches you have to take time with. You can't just boom.
Right.
First impressions. This would probably not score as well at like a whiskey expo where you get a little sip and you're like, oh, that tastes okay, and then move on.
Unless it's out there for
It
a
has
while.
to sit. It has to mature,
Yeah.
age,
Right.
grow, whatever it does in the glass, and then it just builds up and is money. So, a 3 for me.
In all fairness, I mean, we try to keep our videos under
Yeah.
15 minutes, right? So that does hurt. And
Yeah.
we have been known to pour something on the side before we start recording, knowing that it needs to air out. And those really big Islas that have 58%.
And then one of us drinks it before we start the camera, and it's a whole
Let's start all
deal, man.
over.
It's awful.
But,
Camera breaks. Something happens.
So what do we have around the horn here? What did you
3?
say?
I got a 3.
I'm gonna leave it at 2.5.
You're gonna stay at a 2.5.
I'll tell you what, I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it never really came back.
Never came back, huh?
So I filled up my glass with,
With neat.
yeah, straight out of the
think-
bottle. We'll go with that. This is good. I like
I
this.
like that. Okay.
Honestly, I think your review was really good. I think the reason I gave it a 3 for me, honestly, was just because it was different. It was a little bit more complex than what I've had for a while, and I kind of like that. It's just
Right.
something to kind of get into. We've talked about it for a while for 10 minutes, and different depth of conversation based on it.
I'm
So-
curious because you watched the old video, right? What was
I watched a couple minutes of trying to find if I noticed.
watch our final
I
score to
didn't.
see what we got?
I
All
didn't.
Well, we'll have to
You
look
see
that
what
up.
it
You
is.
guys can look it up too.
Right. I looked at it to see the year. I wanted to be able to compare it directly, and that's gone. So
But we're interested in new comments. I'm sure when we first released this,
You
we
gotta
had like
refill it,
4
baby.
subscribers. Since then,
up.
people have watched it a little bit, but
Dude, yeah, we posted that like 3 months before you got any
yeah,
subscribers.
I'm anxious to see what people have to say about this one and what
Yep.
they like and don't like, and keep watching. We've got a lot more Scotch to
Yeah.
review.
And
really
we got new
appreciate
ones.
it.
Next one will be new again.
Stay out there for a live show. We do a live show pretty much every Thursday after our review. We talk about previous review. If you like what you do, go ahead and hit the like button right now and subscribe to us. There's
You know
even,
what? Watch our live show tonight because we've even got a special Scotch that we're going to
We
open
do.
up.
We are.
That's
Oh,
right.
really? Yeah. It's not just our first Scotch. We're also going to
Thursday
have
night.
a little something else.
Thursday night, 10 p.m.
Every Thursday.
Eastern time.
Hey, if you want to get notified, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button too. Hit that and you'll be notified on your phone.
when we go live,
Alright.
and then you can join. So guys,
Hey, guys,
100
thanks a lot.
reviews. 100 reviews.
Cheers to you guys.
Look,
I'm having so much fun with you guys.
just
I really
refilled.
Cheers to
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Cheers to you guys.
Thanks for
Thank
watching,
you so
everyone.
much.
Appreciate it.
Sláinte.
Every Thursday.
Mhm.